And the reality is people worry about, well, is he going to have favorites? Yes, I am going to have favorites.
I know he's got a lot of haters, but James Franklin is showing that they could do something special here at Virginia Tech. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope I'll be having a great Wednesday. Hope I'll be having a great week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, we have not one but two topics to get into. One of those including Shane Beamer is back in the news for something he said. You're not going to miss that. But the main topic and focal point of this video is going to be the man, the myth, the legend himself, James Franklin. When I tell you this man isn't wasting any, and I mean any time whatsoever, I mean it. He's getting straight to work, and I love it. I'm a huge fan of this. I've been harping on it since day one. I think this is a match made in heaven. It's the ultimate win-win. It's a win for James Franklin, and it is most certainly a win for Virginia Tech. Can he revive this program? Will he do it? We're going to talk all about that. We got jam-packed videos to say at least. Get you a snack, get your popcorn, get your family like to when you watch a video. I don't got time to waste. You don't got time to waste either. We're jumping straight into it. The first topic we're going to be discussing is Shane Beamer. I couldn't let it slide. It can't go unnoticed. I can't believe he said this. I don't know what he was thinking. And here's the thing in life. This is business 101. But you especially don't want to do this as a head coach. Never, and I mean never, 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 under any circumstance, overpromise and underdeliver. Because people are going to hold you to it. You got to be very careful in this life, even telling your friends, family members of something that you're going to do, because guess what? They're going to expect you to do it. Why? Because you told them you'd do it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Shane Beamer came out yesterday and stated, and I quote, his words, not mine, "I do know next year at this time, we're going to be sitting here on this Tuesday night watching the playoff rankings to see where we are." No, your video's not muted. I'm just dumbfounded. I knew what this said before I got into this video. I saved it. And I am still flabbergasted. Shane Beamer, are you serious, my brother? What are you talking about? That's some bold words coming from a head coach who just blew a 30-point lead in the third quarter, or 27-point lead to be exact, but who's counting? And the head coach of a team who is currently, I know you're in the SEC, it's a gauntlet, it's a tough schedule, but you're 3-7, my guy. 3-7. When you blow a 30-point lead, I can't even point at the players. I got to point at the head coach. It's your fault. It's your fault your team crumbled like a cookie. And you got the nerve to get up here and say, oh yeah, by this time next year, we're going to be watching the playoff rankings to see where we are. Insinuating and telling your fan base that we're going to make the playoffs, or we're going to have a good shot of that. This is the perfect meme I'm popping up on the screen. Does he know? Does he know? I guess he doesn't know. Do y'all want to tell him, or do you want me to? I'm asking you a question. Do you want to tell Shane Beamer, or do you want me to? You're not making the playoffs. You're not even sniffing them. I feel like we let South Carolina off the hook, because what was the storyline of the Texas A&M comeback? A&M, a team that is going to make the playoff, coming back. It was great, and I'll continue to clap it up for them, even though I think A&M's overrated. Don't get me started on that. Much respect to the A&M fan base. I know y'all hate me, but it is what it is. I got to call things for how I see it. What about South Carolina? How come we haven't been ridiculing them at all? I feel bad for that fan base. I really do. If you think you're going through a hard time as a fan of whoever, just be thankful you're not a Carolina fan. That's the bottom of the barrel. And I'm talking about all the gut-wrenching losses they've experienced just this year alone. How do you blow two games? Not just one, but two. They blew the one against Alabama. That was at home, so low-key kind of worse. And they blew the one on the road against A&M. Shaking my head, but yeah, very bold to get up here and say you're going to be making the playoff next year. Very bold. That's not going to happen. You know what is going to happen, as a matter of fact? Same thing is happening this year. You're going to struggle to make a bowl game. South Carolina may be a decent team next year, but man, they just have so many issues that aren't going to get fixed in 365 days. Good luck. That's all I'm going to say. Good luck. Many more things I could say about that, but we got to get a move on to our main topic, our main encore. Main reason you could talk to this video, what in the world is going on with James Franklin? Well, I tell you what's going on. First things first, he's getting straight to business. He is already offering players. I feel like this isn't getting enough recognition, but he is already recruiting. There's been multiple reports come out in the recent days that he's offering players. You see him post them on Twitter and whatnot, and I think that's amazing. We have video footage of him landing in Blacksburg, Virginia, and I want to say shout out to Sons of Saturday Podcast on Twitter for posting this video footage you're looking at right here on Twitter, where it says, "Spotted from the press box, James Franklin taking in his new home after being introduced and saying hello to the grounds crew." And as you can see right here, Mr. James Franklin is taking it all in. Before we go any farther, I got to throw this in there. why am I becoming a James Franklin fan? I can't be the only one. I didn't hate the guy in the first place, so it's not like I'm doing a complete 180 or anything like that. I was even kill on him, but now I'm low-key rooting for the guy. I don't blame Penn State for doing what they did. You had to move on. He was 2-25 against AP top 10 teams or top 6 teams, something like that. But man, from his perspective, you feel like they did him dirty, everything he did for that program, winning 10 games per year. He's fired up. I've stated before, no one's got a fire burning inside him brighter than James Franklin. I want to see this man succeed, and he's in the right place to do it. He has all the resources in the world to be successful. Let me show you this. Not only is James Franklin recruiting players to come to Virginia Tech, some of those being former Penn State commits, he is also bringing in some of his own staff from Penn State. I already know what the Nittany Lion fans are saying. Good, take them. They're scrubs too. They're bums. We don't want them. I'm telling you, be careful what you wish for. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. And I'm throwing it out there right now. I'm a believer in James Franklin. I think he's going to do great at Virginia Tech. I think not only him, but these staffers he's going to be bringing over, they need a fresh start as well, and they're going to thrive. Reminder, you're not going to be playing Ohio State, Michigan every year. You're playing in the sorry and sucky ACC. It's going to be a cakewalk every single year. Bare minimum, winning 8 or 9 games. Bare minimum. He may hit some bumps in the road early on, but I'm talking about year 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so on. But let me show you this. I thought this was interesting. Here's what he had to say about recruiting current players, not new players, but current players at Virginia Tech.
The current players. This is a unique situation where I'm here early. One of the challenges always when you're taking over these new jobs, you're always recruiting for the future. Well, the most important thing is recruiting our current players. I'm going to get a chance to visit with those young men today.
I'm glad he brought this up because imagine if you're a player for Virginia Tech, you get a new head coach. Well, here's the side of college football people don't talk about. The players that are currently on this roster, they didn't commit and sign to play for James Franklin. They committed and signed to play with whoever recruited them. So now those players are left in a bad predicament themselves because imagine you're a starter. You're like, well, I was starting for Brent Pry, in this case an example, but I don't know, is James Franklin going to like me? If he doesn't like me, I may lose my job. I don't want to say you'd be stupid, but if you are a current player and you're not debating about entering the portal or leaving, if you're not a for sure starter or whatnot, that's kind of dumb on your part because you don't know if you're going to like James Franklin and vice versa. You don't know if James Franklin is going to like you, but let's continue along.
I think a lot of times the current team is worried about the new coach coming in and wanting his own players. The day I signed the contract to be the head coach at Virginia Tech, they're all my players. That is the current team, and that is the players that we're going to bring in for competition. And the reality is people worry about, well, is he going to have favorites? Yes, I am going to have favorites. My favorites are high production and low maintenance players, coaches, and staff.
That's great. And I love how he was trying to be a little funny at the end, but also being serious. Yeah, you are going to have some favorites. But at the same time, he is reassuring the current players, look, we're acting like I recruited you and you're a member of this team and we're not going to push you to go elsewhere. You see that happen at other places, cough, cough, Colorado, when Coach Prime, I mean, y'all remember that whole situation when he went to Colorado before he even got there, said, hey, I'm bringing my own Louis luggage, insinuating he's bringing his own players in. He pretty much kicked out the current players at Colorado. I ain't hating on Coach Prime. I got much love for that family. It's all respect. They know that. But that's what happened. He kicked out the players. So from that standpoint, it is pretty cool to see Franklin is welcoming all the current players to stay. From everything I've seen up until this point, Franklin, he's a stand-up guy. I think he's going to be true to his word on that. I hope this doesn't come off as me being ungrateful, but I'm looking forward to next year already. Is that crazy to say considering the regular season's not even over? We haven't gotten to the playoff stuff. Maybe it is, but I hope some of you can relate. I just can't wait to see what James Franklin does at Virginia Tech. The way he has handled this from start to finish, he has looked like the good guy in every conversation, every interview he's done up until this point. Who's looked like the bad guy? Penn State. They're coming out on the bad end on this, if you got to ask me. Also, I got to give a major shout out to Brent Pry. He has been more than helpful for Virginia Tech, and that says a lot about his character. Brent Pry could have cried like a baby and said, why are you firing me? Why are you doing this? Nope. He actually helped them get James Franklin. I'm not going to act like it's not getting talked about, but I feel like this should be getting more recognition. Virginia Tech with the right head coach could be a dangerous, and I mean a dangerous team for many years to come. I know he's got a lot of haters, but James Franklin is showing that they could do something special here at Virginia Tech. We'll leave it off here. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts and everything we talk about down below. But